Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt knew what it was like to work with each other at the height of their relationship. Because of this, they'd often offer each other invaluable support when it came to their own individual projects as well. But there was one feature Jolie did that Pitt believed would have a negative effect on his ex-wife going forward. Movies played a significant role in Pitt's relationship with Jolie. The two initially met on the set of Mr. and Mrs. Smith, which was the catalyst for their relationship. In a 2006 interview with Vogue via The Independent, Jolie shared how her friendship with Pitt slowly developed doing the action rom-com. "I think a few months and I realized, God, I can't wait to get to work. Whether it was shooting a scene or arguing about a scene or gun practice or dance class or doing stunts, anything we had to do with each other, we just found a lot of joy in it together and a lot of real teamwork. We just became kind of a pair," Jolie said. Beyond Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jolie and Pitt would continue supporting each other's careers, showing up to their individual film sets to offer company and feedback. One of those films was In the Land of Blood and Honey, which was the first film she wrote and directed. Jolie almost felt obligated to do the 2011 drama because of her attachment to the material. While filming, she noted that Pitt would visit her while on set to help with the feature. But being her husband at the time, Jolie admitted the Fight Club star might have had a certain degree of basis when giving Jolie constructive criticism. Yeah, he'd come and say what he liked or what he didn't understand. "Like any woman, I would listen to most of it and fight a few things. He's been so supportive. But it's hard to separate the person that loves you from the critic, so I don't think he's a fair judge," Jolie once told Vanity Fair. However, Pitt predicted that directing her own film might make Jolie even more difficult to work with than she occasionally was, an assessment that Jolie agreed with. "Brad thinks I'm going to be a nightmare," she said. "I had such a good experience. He thinks I'm going to be impatient with directors, which I already am. I get impatient with people working on a film that have their head in their hands like it's the most complicated thing in the world." Years later, Jolie and Pitt would star in another film that she wrote and directed, which was 2015's By the Sea. Jolie hoped By the Sea, where they also played a married couple, would help improve their real-life marriage in some ways. "I thought it would be a good way for us to communicate," she once said on the Hollywood Reporters Awards Chatter podcast via Vanity Fair. "And I think some ways it was, and in some ways we learned some things, but there was a heaviness probably during that situation that carried on, and it wasn't because of the film. It was something that we were dealing. Things happen for different reasons. Why did I write that exact piece? Why did we feel the way we did when we made it? I'm not sure." Despite her intentions, Jolie's friends weren't sure doing a movie about a marriage on the rocks was the best idea. However, Jolie wouldn't let their doubts sway her. "A lot of friends of ours thought it was they didn't say a bad idea, but they asked us a few times if we were sure we wanted to do it," she once told Today.